Good morning. Lemonade for breakfast, lemonade for lunch, lemonade for dinner. I sustain myself on lemons. That's how I remain so sour. Hello, hello, hello. Hybrid of new and old Pauls. How come every time I get a haircut, it's like a new thing? It's just a it's just a haircut, fellas. Speak the name of Slorp. Oh, if I had $1 billion for each brain cell you have, I'd be homeless. How would you be homeless with like $2 billion? Yeah, I figured when I started this that people might think it was TJ. No, right as I hit go, I was like, you know what? People are probably gonna think that this is a TJ stream. It's definitely edgy. Don't distract me, Paul. I'm trying to focus on finishing my essay before 11. I mean, I don't think you're gonna finish, dude. I don't think it's gonna happen. You may as well just start coming up with your excuse. Get some pictures of you in the like. Get a hospital gown. Say that you were in a car accident. Email it to your teacher. Say, sorry, I wanted to get this done, but yesterday I was in a horrible car accident and could really use an extension. See how it works, dude? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Get out of here, you fucking Frollo fans. You're studying for a statistics exam that you will fail. Well, why study then? If you're going to fail, you may as well just go in there and do some guests. Yeah, you got to come up with a good story. It can't just be like, oh, my grandma died, or, you got to, car accident, or, like a wild animal attack, something like that, because your teacher's not just going to buy any old excuse. I mean, do you need to hear why TJ thinks Frollo is the best Disney villain? He's the most edgy Disney villain. He's the edgiest Disney villain, ergo, straight up TJ's favorite, out the box. That's why, dude. You misspelled fat the first time on your spam? Dude, how fucking dumb are you? So you're gonna start spamming fat, and you misspelled a 3-letter word? Fuck, man. Holy shit. I don't know if there's any help for you at that point. Foot. Fist. 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 What a fist ass. Hey, Zonstar. What's going on, my friend? Good old Zonstar, man. Write a book, Paul. You got the storytelling talent. I got this. Maybe I got the talent to cobble together a book, but I don't know that I have the drive. I don't have like this story in my head that's like aching to get out. Like a lot of writers do. Well, actually, that's not true. I do have a story like that, but it's not a book. So, you know what I mean? The movie that TJ and I have conceptualized is an obsession of mine, and I'm looking forward to the day where possibly TJ and I are established enough to where we can start to write that. Paul has too much talent to be where he is in life. Where should I be? I get to make a living, doing things that I like. That's pretty cool. Not a lot of people can say that, so I'm pretty lucky to be where I'm at, I think. Steal TJ's hair, I don't want it. My head looks like a Japanese water demon. Holy shit. Are you a better speaker or writer? I don't know. I think that my like I'm probably a better off the cuff speaker than a writer, just out of repetition. You know what I mean? I haven't done a whole lot of writing in my life. I don't think that where you are in life is bad, but I think you have a lot more potential. I mean, what does that even mean, potential? And like you'd have to understand like all of my peculiarities to make a statement like that. You know what I mean? It could be very well that I'm very lucky to be in the position I am, given my hang-ups. Why'd you never go to college for film or theater when you were younger? I actually did. I won a full ride scholarship to a state college for theater, and I fucked it up. So, I did for a while attempt that course. Do you think YouTube will ever course correct? Probably not. YouTube will be replaced slowly but surely, and Google will probably be happy about it because it loses the money, as I understand. What would you consider to be your hangups? Just like mental problems, personality flaws, those sort of things. Why have you been avoiding us, Paul? Did our can't? No, I actually have just been like I needed a couple of days where I was very kind of introspective and didn't do a whole lot of talking outside of the job. I just needed a little recharge time. I spent it playing Hey, homie. I'm just asking questions. Sorry if I sounded direct. I don't really think that was the connection. Just like app crashed. Bald again. Ugh. You don't like bald. It's not really bald. There's hair up here. It's like that velvety, short hair. It's nice. You ever thought about being a comedian? You know, I guess like the idea of performing the same set over and over again every night is what kind of tore me away from being, or at least trying stand-up comedy. Um, I did a lot of improv in high school, so that's how I prefer to work. It's the process that brings me the most personal satisfaction, and you can't really improv a stand-up set. You know what I mean? You might be able to improv during the stand-up set, but you've got to have a pretty tight 15, 20 minute set. And I just don't know that I don't know that I'd really be interested in that. 10 years older. Really? Cool. DFF, the guy who played Normal Cheers. Yeah, you think? What's the benefit of being bald as you are in comparison to the type of hair you had before? I mean, main benefit to it is just time saving. Like, you don't have to fix your hair in the morning. You don't have like I have this. I get really bad bedhead. I have hair that's really thick and kind of oily. So when I'm like I have hair on my head and I go to bed, it just like fucking when I wake up, it looks like nightmare. You know what I mean? And I have to like go in the bathroom and wet my hair and comb it and fucking put product in it and shit. It's fucking bullshit. Like with this, I just roll out of bed. Get out of bed. I still have to kind of brush through the beard because when I wake up, the beard is like this. So I brush through the beard real quick, put a little oil in it, out the door. Did you ever do Shakespeare? I did a bunch of Shakespeare. Shakespeare is one of my favorite things to do in school. You look like Gollum when you shave your head. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe try a beard. Gollum didn't have a beard, you know. How'd you fuck up your scholarship? Or if it's too personal, just one because I did the same thing with an engineering degree. I just honestly, I was completely unprepared for college. So I came out of high school having kind of mastered how to maneuver in that social environment, and then I kind of just dropped it. What the fuck, man? Lame. Lame. Anyway, it was the high school to college transition is scary. Well, I guess for some people it was. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just was prepared for shit. What milligrams of nicotine did you use to help you quit cigarettes? When I first quit, I had 24 milligram juice, which I think is the highest you can buy in California. Some places won't even sell, like some states won't even sell nicotine that high, but I wanted to make sure that I was not, because, you know, when you understand addiction, you understand that your craving for a cigarette is just a physical addiction to this chemical, then that's really, like, I want to make sure that was a problem. You use 3 milligram nicotine, yeah. I use 10 now. How much I used to smoke? About a pack and a half a day. You recommend getting out of a small town, you just have to leave. That's the absolute truth. I live, Jesus. All right, maybe that'll fix it. I restarted the whole fucking YouTube app program shit. Should be good. Sorry about that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's not even like the connection. It's just the app has crashed 15 fucking times. It's not even the internet this time. The internet's fine. It's just the app is dying. Like it just bloop. But yeah, as far as like escaping from a little town is concerned, you just have to go. There's no graceful way to get out, and there's no graceful way to transition from that different kind of life to, you know, a bigger city kind of life. You just have to do it. You're gonna hurt people's feelings. It's good now, cool. You're gonna hurt people's feelings. People are gonna be angry that you left. You know, and that's just all there is to it. Little towns thrive on people staying in them. So it makes sense from a community standpoint for people to pressure you to stay, and that is exactly what you're going to get if you're in a small town. If everybody left small towns, there would be no small towns, you know? I'm a Wi-Fi professional, and all YouTubers should consult me. Yeah, dude. I'd love to have you fucking come over, and once we move, have you like professionally set up and extend our Wi-Fi and make sure that the coverage in our new place is good. When you shave your head, do you think it enhances your sideburns or makes them look overly wild? They always look overly wild. Cities have a higher cost of living, but the average job there will definitely be well worth it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it's a different kind of living. You know what I mean? If you grew up in and around a small town, it can be really rewarding to live in a place where there's things to do. I know that sounds kind of par for the course for most people, but in a lot of little towns, you suffer from just an absolute lack of anything in the world to do. And moving to a big city, you have a glut of those things. Somebody mentioned earlier that streak of anonymity that you get when you move to a big city, and that is absolutely true as well. You know, when you live in a small town, everybody kind of knows everybody. You may not be intimately familiar with every person that lives in the small town, but everybody kind of knows who you are. You know who they are. You give a nod. That just goes away the minute you move to a city, and it's kind of a nice feeling. What's an example of you of something you personally like to do in a bigger city? Let's see, things. Well, I mean, like the fact that concerts come to you is a nice thing. I grew up in a city where, I guess, having Fresno, which is technically not a small city, it's, you know, smaller than Los Angeles or San Francisco, but, well, actually, I don't think it's smaller than San Francisco. in terms of, you know, square square mileage. But anyway, the roster of musicians and acts that would roll through Fresno, pretty limited. You'd get a lot of the bigger acts, but if you wanted to see these smaller, more specialty acts, acts that weren't as widely popular, I had to go to LA, and that's a, you know, 4.5 hour drive depending on traffic. 4.5 hours to 6, depending on traffic and where in LA the concert was. You know, living in a big city like New Orleans, you know, pretty much every major musical act tours New Orleans. Um, Same thing with Seattle, you know. So that's one benefit. A lot of the benefits for me are just like how central everything is. How you don't have to go all the way across town to shop. How you know, there are just any number of different specialty shops where you can go and look at products, and you know, all of that usually within a few miles of your front door, depending on the type of city you live in. New Orleans is I don't know. It's kind of a scary place, honestly. Not maybe not in a bad way, but you can tell that the people that grew up here have had handed down to them from all of the generations that preceded them this idea that life is pretty cheap. You know, New Orleans to me seems to have this kind of. So I just tried restarting my phone completely. And if that doesn't work, if it just keeps dying, then I guess we'll have to, I don't know, I'll have to fix my phone somehow. Because, yeah, the, you know, your app is crashing too. Maybe it's just some new update or some shit they pushed out to the YouTube app that sucks ass. I don't know. Or it could be that I need to update my phone or some shit. I don't know. We'll check it out. Cut the bubbles. Fuck you. Actually, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe the bubbles are causing the app to freak out. I don't know. Mr. Naughty Priest changed his alignments and is now hiding in your basement, fucking with your internet. Damn. You in the same room as your shitty router? No. I had a good idea. Did you? New Orleans and life being cheap. Yeah. You know, a lot of people, a lot of death, a lot of murder, a lot of really, really dangerous roads around here. And people seem just kind of nonchalant about it. You know, anytime I go out, I could just die, and that's the way it is. Down here in the bayou, you never know when a gator gonna come up out of the sewers and just take your fucking leg off. You know, so I mean, it's my understanding that that's kind of what Mardi Gras is about. It's about, you know, celebrating the the moment, right? And that really is kind of, I think, the idea behind New Orleans. So Louisiana's a death trap. Yes. How do people from New Orleans pronounce New Orleans? New Orleans or Nolans, I've heard. Nolans. Nolans. You talked about Black Panther. I have not. I haven't seen it yet. I might actually go see it today. Did I go to the Mardi Gras parades? No, I did not. I'm not a big fan of parades. When somebody says parade to me, what I hear is, do you want to stand dick to ass to dick with anonymous people for hours on hours being hot and sweaty and, drunk assholes screaming in your ear every goddamn second of every fucking moment of the day? If so, go to the parade. It's like, no thanks, dude. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Getting hit in the head with beads, yeah. I mean, maybe you'll see some titties, but fuck. I don't know. Is it worth it? I am getting pissed just thinking about them. Yeah, it does. It drives me kind of insane. I wish there was like an easy way to conference people into these. It'd be cool. Um, you know, I would like to, like Zonster was here, and he's a really fun guy to talk to. It'd be cool when I see somebody like, or Tommy from the Bronx is in there, Pimp Monk or somebody. It'd be cool if I could just click on their username and invite to stream or some shit. Why that isn't some? I mean, maybe they're working on shit like that. Is free titties worth it? Yeah, I mean, is it? Let's be honest, because you don't get any control of the quality of the titties, so you never know what kind of quality titty you're gonna see. You might be seeing a substandard titty. You might be seeing a bunch of middle of the road titties. You know what I mean? You can do that on YouNow. Oh well, YouNow fucking sucks though. So it's like, why can't you do that on YouTube? Who knows? OnStar started to do streaming. They're good. Cool, man. I'm glad to hear it. You now. I feel the same way about going to parties as an adult. I hate noise, partying, being around strangers, and I have shit to do. I mean, a party is, I don't know. You got to judge a party, by its own merits. I can dig a party here and there. On the internet, you can specify what type of titties. Yeah, yeah. There you go. You can control your titty quality on the internet, right? No, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Um, and that's something that's kind of developed as I've gotten older. I used to be a way more outgoing person, like in terms of like wanting to go be out and about and go do things, go hang out here, go to this person's house, go to the movies, go to this, go to that. I used to be way more outgoing in my, teens and 20s. I've kind of slowly but surely lost my desire for those things as time has gone on. Fat and lame. TJ's made me antisocial. I was antisocial well before I ever met TJ. In your eyes, what would you say is the key to making a good protagonist? I'd say, if you want me to boil it down to something as reductive as what is the key, I would say relatability. Um, but it's there's so much that goes into a protagonist that you can't just say that, like, okay, here's how you make a good protagonist. There's a lot of things. Relatability, likability factors in. There's just a bunch. There's just a bunch of things. That's true. Having a good antagonist to carry the protagonist helps. Flaws, yeah, I think that kind of goes to relatability, right? A lot of times the flaws that a protagonist has are the most relatable things about them. They relate to some kind of flaw that we see in ourselves or people that we know. I think some people think I'm an ASMR person, but I do not mean to be. Okay. I mean, I can imagine Harry Potter without Voldemort, and I can imagine Voldemort without Harry Potter. Actor, equal gravitas to play off of. It's not like those characters couldn't exist without one another. But I don't know. What I look for in a protagonist is almost always those flaws, right? Having the golden god protagonist, the Mary Sue protagonist, that is just a goody two shoes. Nobody likes that. Who's a Shakespeare character you always wanted to play but never did? Falstaff. Never got cast as Falstaff. Always thought I'd be really good as Falstaff. Never really had the opportunity to try out for a Falstaff role, but I would love to play Falstaff. Tom Riddle prequel would be great. I think they're doing that, right? Yeah, Naughty Priest. I don't know what's going on with Naughty Priest. The gorilla would never be able to beat me, Paul. You're full of shit, man. Subnautica stream, nah. Don't really feel like playing video games in front of people. It may very well be that Naughty Priest is pushing up daisies. Don't say that, dude. Don't say that. Maybe Mr. Naughty Priest's wife found out about his naughty priestiness and took all the money and put it in the Swiss bank account, and now he's street bound. Uh-oh, dude. Renfield would be a fun role, for sure. Describe your mood. I think I'm in a better mood than I have been the last couple of days, so I guess okay. I feel like I could be very easily annoyed and pushed into a bad mood, but for right now, I'm pretty good. You ever consider streaming as you edit videos? You could get work done while you do these. This would be way too distracting. Me editing videos while I do these streams would be either I would never get anything done, or I probably wouldn't talk all that much. Sent you a YouTube message regarding Wi-Fi if you're really interested. Okay, cool. I'll check it out, man. How many times you jerk off in a week depends on the week, right? Did you get used to the googly eye? I can't see it as much here, but it's definitely there. I guess I have to get used to it, right? When you buy legal tobacco, how much do you usually buy at a time? Dude, just go away, please. Just go away. Shoo. Vámonos saber. It's an astigmatism. Okay. Girlfriend's making you breakfast? Damn. How much does eye surgery cost? Probably a lot. I don't know. I haven't really priced it out. On a lighter note, do you think that less intelligent people should die? Whether I think they should or not is kind of immaterial. They will, right? I once played Dogberry from Much Ado About Nothing. It was a funny role, but I couldn't top Michael Keaton's version of the character. Which Shakespeare character would you want to do? I just talked about that. I'd like to do Falstaff. I got to play Caliban. I really enjoyed that. I got to Sir Toby Belch from Twelfth Night was an amazingly fun role. But I never got to play Falstaff, so you can get an eye patch to correct it. Really? So I have to keep one eye covered all the time for a while until the astigmatism like corrects itself. It's the dumbest thing you were, dude. It's so funny you should ask this. The dumbest thing you were afraid of as a child. I don't know if this is the dumbest thing, but I watched this movie last night that I was fucking terrified of when I was a kid. It's called Demon Wind. And I think it came out in 88 or 89, so I'd have been 8 or 9 years old when I watched it. And oh my God, I thought it was the most terrifying movie. And I watched it last night for the first time since I was a kid. Because it's some shitty, 80s B horror movie. And it's horrible. I'm thinking about doing a review of it from that perspective. The perspective of, as a kid, I was terrified by this movie, and I watched it as an adult, and not only am I not terrified by it, but it's laughably bad. So, yeah, Zelda from Pet Sematary was pretty fucking scary as a kid as well. I took a theater arts class this past semester with the play being about the political atmosphere. My character was an idiot farmer called Column Sense. That sounds terrible. What scared you in Demon Wind? All the demons. Like, it's one of those. It's almost kind of like a hybrid demon slash zombie movie. So, the gist of it is a group of people go up this to visit this farm. One of the guys had a dad that recently committed suicide and left him this piece of property, and he's been having these thoughts in his head about going there. So but he feels scared to do it. So he gets all his friends together, and they all say, "Yeah, man, we'll go up there with you, no problem." And they go up there, and they get trapped out in the middle of nowhere on this farm, and slowly but surely they get turned into these demons. And the demons are just like, it's just horrible makeup, right? It's just like all their faces are all fucked up, and they've got fangs, and it's that 80s demon look. It reminded me a lot of Night of the Demons from the 80s as well. So, yeah, those things. But I mean, it's so hilarious. Some shit happens at the end that's so fucking stupid. Like the stupidest fucking ending of a movie ever. Have you seen Ice Cream Man? I think I have, a long time ago. Just shitty B horror, right? Slasher flick. Demons as well as zombies, as well as the 80s, as well as the stupid ending. Yeah, there you go. 13 Ghosts, yeah, which I think 13 Ghosts is actually a remake of an older film. But I liked 13 Ghosts. I wanted to like it more. I think they should have spent more time developing the ghosts, because that was the best thing about 13 Ghosts, right? Was the little backstories to each of the ghosts that are trapped in the basement. Um, and you get so little of that in the main plot. You get very little. Like, one of the reasons why I liked the movie so much is on the DVD there was like a special feature that went in, like, it was a little mini documentary on each of the ghosts and how they became what they are. So when you understand that, the movie's way better. It adds a layer that the movie really needed. I think that those little mini documentaries should have been worked into the film somehow, to give people more of a connection to the antagonists. Because, when you watch the movie without the benefit of any of that knowledge, you get such little drips and drabs from the other characters about where these ghosts came from. And a lot of them just don't make any fucking sense. A lot of them are way scarier once you know what they are, you know? Did you ever watch Goosebumps? I was too old when Goosebumps came out, so I never really got into that. Like, I would have been in my teens when Goosebumps became a thing, and I was a little outside the realm of kids that were uh, interested in those silly little horror-esque kids show things. Hello, Paul Blart. Is your favorite film the 2015 blockbuster hit Paul Blart Mall Cop 2? a lot about certain things. But I have a family who doesn't care about those things, so it makes me look like a retard. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I've just intruded on a conversation. Great creature effects in 13 Ghosts. Yeah. Well, the movie's trash story wise, like I said, because I think it leaves out a lot of what would have been interesting to add into the story. Origin stories for each of the ghosts, a little background information so that you understand why they are the way they are. So it's not just like, like without the benefit of all that, you have the what was that? What was it? The great child and the withered mother, right? It's just like a little midget woman in old age makeup and a big fat dude in a baby costume. And I don't really remember. It's been a long time since I've seen 13 Ghosts or the material that I'm talking about that tells you a little bit about each ghost. But I remember like finding out about them a little bit made them less kind of made that ghost a little more scary once you understand kind of like the backstory behind them. You wanted to be a creature effects designer. Yeah. Would you rather be in Russia or Finland? Finland. I think I do okay in Finland. Ever watch documentaries? I recommend Requiem for the American Dream, Noam Chomsky. I do like documentaries. I don't know that I've ever seen that one. You know what the Holy Gift is? An alternate track listing for Lateralis. It's not perfect, but it's a fun listen. Never heard of it. Favorite documentaries then? My favorite of all time is The Thin Blue Line, Errol Morris documentary. It doesn't even really feel like a documentary. It's great. I like, let's see, there was that documentary, The Smartest Guys in the Room, about Enron, like the rise and fall of Enron as a company. That's a really, really good documentary. There are a couple of really good documentaries about Scientology that I really like. There's Alex Gibney's Going Clear. I think that's an HBO documentary. And then there's pretty recently Louis Theroux did Scientology, My Scientology movie. Dear Zachary, yeah. Dear Zachary. Not definitely not one I'm gonna ever watch again, but a great documentary. There's some pretty quirky ones that I like too. I like little slice of life documentaries. There's one called Monster Camp that's really funny and kind of heartwarming about a group of nerds that get together to play a LARP game and all of the weird drama that goes on behind the scenes and all the people and the little characters involved. It's a great one. And there's another one that's in that same vein called Dark On that's really good as well. Very similar in theme, but presented in a more serious tone, right? So Monster Camp is more of kind of like a lighthearted, comedic documentary, and Dark On is, like they give it its due and proper in terms of the way they present it, right? They try and present it as epic while still remaining kind of a slice of life documentary. I love Louis Theroux, so I don't know about fucking him, but I like his documentaries. He's done a lot of little mini, kind of smaller documentary films. I think for the BBC, like as programs for the BBC that I've watched that are really good. A lot of American documentaries. Louis and the Nazis is one of them, where he spent some time with white nationalists and white supremacists in California. Jesus Camp is a good documentary. I mean, it's a little over mentioned, at least in the circles that I used to run in on YouTube. I think it got played out a little bit for me because it was literally like all anybody talked about for a while. But it's actually really good. If you haven't seen it, Jesus Camp is a really interesting documentary. Yeah, Louis Theroux did a stint at the Bunny Ranch in Reno, Nevada, I think, and he had he like lived there with the hookers and interviewed them, and it was a really great little look at that kind of behind the scenes of that life. Yeah, he did one with pedophiles. Yeah, I think that one's called A Place for Pedophiles. Um, Actually, the prison that he did that at is very near where I grew up, and I had relatives that worked at that prison before it was repurposed. That it used to be a women's prison, and then that was closed down, and it was made into a place that's exclusively for sex offenders and pedophiles. Hey Paul, what happened to JF? He's got some weird ideas now. I think he probably always had some weird ideas. Like I'm always kind of like flabbergasted that people were shocked when JF started spouting off weird ideas because like I thought it was just par for the course that JF was weird, right? Having interviewed him and spent time, and I'm not fucking on the guy. I'm weird, like so. I'm just saying, like I think it's strange that people thought he was this super normal guy. I never got that impression from JF. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Louis Theroux did do that. He actually twice went and lived with the Westboro Baptist people. The Most Hated Family in America was the first one, and then there's the Most Hated Family America in Crisis. I think he goes back and does an interview a little later. So yeah, both of those are really good as well. I had a dream I was transported back to 2011. I was half tempted to snatch up the channel names Drunken Peasants and Deep Fat Fry. Damn, dude. Favorite sex position? I like the one where you put your penis in the girl's vagina. I like that sex position. I don't know about you. I'm partial to that one, though. Please submit your obese mugshot. Okay, I'll do that. I drink like an obese person? Cool. Tickled is a rabbit hole documentary. When you think it's over, it keeps going and going. Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things about it, though. I like I don't know. I like all different kinds. I like editorial documentaries where somebody very clearly, is has the voice, and then I like these kind of detached documentaries. There's one that me and Ashley watched a couple of months ago called Whore's Glory, and it's basically about hookers in different countries and cultures, and it's a very very intimate look at how they live with absolutely no narration. It just kind of moves from place to place, and you spend just enough time to start learning a little bit about the women that you're spending time with, and then you're moved to another place. So that's a really good one. There's another one kind of in that vein called The Great Happiness Space. And it's about hosts in Japan, host clubs. So in Japan, there are clubs that women go to. I guess men go to the same kind of things, where people will basically pretend to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend for a few hours. Like you pay them money, and then they'll sit there across from you in the club and hold hands and dance with you and get you drinks and shit. So that's a pretty interesting one. In Amsterdam, you can get the girlfriend experience with escorts. Yeah, but are there like whole clubs where the whole point is that you just go there to like pick out a girl and have her pretend to like you for several hours, or a guy, I guess, depending. Just finished reading Stephen Kong's It. Gotta say, the recent adaptation and has almost nothing in the book. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be another one, so they're kind of splitting up the young period and the old period. There's cafes where you can get head. Cool. Is the girlfriend experience not just sex? They just spend a few hours. Oh, well, there you go. I guess that's really sad. Would never be able to do that without breaking out in tears. I guess culturally, it's just different. People look at it different. It doesn't seem like a lot of the people portrayed in that documentary would qualify as sad. I mean, maybe it's sad looking through our cultural lens, but to them, it's just more functional, right? Yeah, having this kind of fake boyfriend for these women is more realistic than the idea of trying to find time to have a real one with the expectations and stuff that they have. Relationships can be very, I mean, I would take the can be out of that. Any kind of committed relationship, especially one where you're cohabitating, is going to be absolutely chock full of stress. I thought the It film was fine. Sure, it changes a lot from the book. The book is a mess anyway. I think for the most part, the filmmakers did what they could. I mean, maybe so. The book, I don't think really lends itself well to screen adaptation. It's a book about details, right? So there's only so much that you can pack into a film 2 hours long. I've seen Jiro Dreams of Sushi. That's a great documentary. Really, like, beautifully shot. It's a topic that I couldn't give a fuck less about. I don't like sushi. I'm not really interested in sushi, but it made it a very interesting topic. I think I have to pay somebody to pretend GF because I'm a lazy, awkward, and stupid piece of shit. Well, there you go. At least you've got the opportunity, right? Doesn't matter. Don't insult who countries and perverts is not the word for them. What? Mm-mm. You and TJ are probably some of my favorite YouTubers right now, besides John Tron and Chris Raygun. Cool. I grew up seeing everyone's relationships turn into dramatic bullshit, even among the adults. I knew probably hurt my perception of relationships. But what can you do? I mean, yeah. What? How can you help that? How can you help but be influenced by the relationships that you see, blossoming and failing around you? Ever broken a bone? Yes. Broke my right arm in two places. Compound fracture. Was roller skating at the skating rink when I was a kid. And there was the back left corner of the skating rink. It was a big kind of oval skating rink, and the back left corner, we called it Dead Man's Curve because the whole time when I was a kid, it was uneven. Like the floor needed to be refinished, and the people that owned the skating rink were too cheap to do it, so it had a little bump in it. And I was racing my cousin. And we were racing around, trying to go as fast as we could, taking the turns all fast. And I took Dead Man's Turn and hit that little bump and fell, went down, sprawled out on my stomach, and she rolled over my arm with her skate and just did them and broke it in two places. So when I lifted my arm up, it looked like this. It had like a U bend in it. So that was the worst bone that I ever broke. I've broken fingers, I've broken toes. I'm trying to think. I broke whatever the bone that runs along the outside of your foot is. I can't remember the name of it, but I fractured that one time. That was probably the worst of the worst. I mean, I guess I don't remember much about the arm being broken because it happened when I was 8 or 9 years old, and the foot fracture happened when I was an adult. But man, that fucking shit, that was a hard one. Like it just hurt every second of every day. It ached. Fun fact, did you know the first live-action Ninja Turtle movie is the highest-grossing independent movie? Did not know that. What do you do when you're not working? Movies, video games, read? Yes, yes, and yes. A lot of movies. I would like to read more than I do. I used to read a whole lot more, but of course that pulls time from these other things. But, free time is movies, video games, music, reading. I hate seeing people's broken limbs bending. Yeah, it's hard. I hate watching those like football replays where they slow down some dude's knee bending the wrong way to every agonizing frame of it and look at it from every fucking angle. I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this. Time to change this channel. Yeah, skateboarding injury. I can't watch. Like, that's another thing, too, is like TJ really loves these, like, well, I don't know if he loves them, but when he's kind of just absent-mindedly flipping through YouTube on the TV, he'll land sometimes on these, like, fail compilations where, it's like skateboarders, people doing BMX and shit and falling. I can't watch that shit. I can't watch people hurt themselves. I don't know what it is. My empathy kicks in too hard, and it makes me super uncomfortable. I cannot watch those compilations of people getting hurt over and over and over again, falling, hitting their heads, breaking their bones, falling off their fucking skateboard halfway down a rail slide and hitting the steps. And I can't do it, dude. I can't fucking do it. Most disturbing video you've watched? I've seen some pretty crazy ones. I think the one that got me the most, that stuck with me the most, and really kind of was the last time I ever sought out that kind of material. In my 20s, somebody posted on a forum I used to go to a video from augrish.com, and it was I think it was Russian mobsters had kidnapped some dude, and they killed him with a chainsaw. Like, he was tied up and gagged and kneeling, and they talked a bunch of shit, and they had the chainsaw, and they were like, talking all this fucking Russian shit, and then they... and then they literally just kill him with a chainsaw. They cut into him right here and just... I can't imagine, like, seeing anything worse than that. And after seeing that, like, it bothered me so much. It stuck with me for such a long time. Just the sounds that he made and the sound that the chainsaw made, and like, that's the last time I watched that shit. So I was in my 20s when I saw that. I don't watch that shit anymore. I haven't seen any of the I don't know, the terrorist killings where they behead people, and I can't. I can't deal with that shit. I can't hang, dude. Pussy, yeah, I guess so, huh? Skateboarders seem to be the most motivated people I've seen. They've broken bones, fucked up their. Yeah, I mean they definitely are committed to the sport, right? Yeah, I can't hang with that. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm a bit bitchy myself, and I'm not high, so I get hateful very fast. Okay, cool. That's all right, dude. Understand. I'm definitely the same way when I wake up. Is there any show or movie you can't watch because it disturbs you too much? You give the Attack on Titan example. Disturbs me too much. I mean, a Serbian film, I guess. I just no interest in seeing it. Saw a horse's hoof break off in person last year. Oh, fuck, man, that's horrible. You take cold or hot showers? Depends. Most of the time hot, but cold showers are nice every once in a while. Suburban film. Let's kill all morning people. Paul, can you please call into the 24-hour show? Are you talking about the DP 24-hour show? No. I wish the guys luck, though. Those are tough shows. So, best of luck to all involved. I'm a downhill skater. My mate fell at 50 plus miles an hour into the Armco barrier, flipped over it, and went down a cliff into the forest. He broke everything, snapped his leg. Gross. What was the worst place you've ever lived? Hmm. I don't know. I've been pretty lucky when it comes to places that I've lived. I've lived in Madera and Fresno, California. I've lived in Phoenix, Arizona, Mesa, Tempe, and Chandler, Arizona at various different times. I've lived in Bellevue, Washington, and now the New Orleans area. So I've lived in a lot of really kind of cool places. I don't know, I guess Madera, but I don't know when you know how to navigate those smaller towns. It's not like it's a horrible place to be. Hot shower on the body with armpit and asshole cleaning and cold water on my hair so it doesn't strip the oils. I've also lived in Tempe. There you go. He went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. Damn. Is that like a song lyric or something? Did you ever live in another country? Sure. Why not? Oh yeah, I forgot about Texas. Lived in San Antonio for a while as well. I don't know how I left that out. I'm just starting to lose track of all the places I've lived, which is interesting. Ever listen to Johnny Cash? Yeah. I like country. You know, some country music is definitely worthwhile. Modern country almost uniformly sucks, but it's not a genre that I dismiss. What's a song that's still fresh in your mind, even though you've heard it a bunch? The first few chords from Hotline Miami. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, those are great. I mean, I don't know. I tend to go through these kind of fits of listening to that kind of music. When I find a song that's that way to me, um, I tend to listen to it until it's not that way to me. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say. Like right now, I'm wearing Ghost out. I happened to be riding with TJ and Chelsea the other day, and he played Square Hammer, and I've been fucking obsessed with that song. I just play it on repeat. Been listening to a lot of different Ghost songs, and eventually I'll get played out on them. Who has the most pleasant voice in your house? Pleasant voice. Probably Ashley or Chelsea, honestly. They both have very kind of softer, kind of sing-songy voices. There Will Be Blood has my favorite performance of any actor. Danny Day for the win. Oh, yeah. Good old Danny Day. Ashley. Holy shit, dude. She's looking. She sees. I don't know. I've been told I have a pretty mellow and pleasant voice, though. I might I might win that in a vote. Who knows? Vote Frollo. Fuck Frollo, dude. Harvey Weinstein, you should be ashamed of yourself. Do you think suicide is sometimes justified when not a medical reason? Like what? Like, I don't know. You can't justify someone else's suicide, right? Unless you've walked a mile in their shoes, which is impossible to do. So, would you win in a fight? Who would win in a fight? A butcher, a baker, or a candlestick maker? Dude, the butcher, right? Butcher's got fucking two meat cleavers and stuff. Tell him? All right, I'll tell him. Thanks, Michael. I'll tell him all about it. From least to greatest, what are the chances of you snapping and killing either TJ, Scotty, Dinor, and Billy the Fridge? So least to greatest, I would say Billy the Fridge least, then Scotty, then Dinor, then TJ, in that order. Actually, Dinor and TJ might be switched, depending on the day. What's a song from a movie or game that, whenever you listen to it, reminds you of a very specific part in it? I mean, you know, you hear One Winged Angel, right? You think of the Sephiroth fight. That's a big one. I love the aquatic music in Mario 64. Ding 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 dee dee doo doo. That little synth line. Dee 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 dee. Those are great, right? All the water themes are good in Mario movies. Oh yeah, and the Quake music. Oh man, dude. Oh fuck. I can't tell you how cool that fucking game was. Quake 1 when it came out was so fucking cool. And I was into 9 Inch Nails, so the fact that they did the soundtrack to it was just like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, the Doom theme song is good that way. Dude, the first Quake was so badass. Yeah, the Quake 1 soundtrack, you can listen to it. I mean, it's available as an album. So there's a lot of great stuff on it, man. But definitely a soundtrack that takes me right back into the game. Deus Ex is like that as well. The first Deus Ex has, that UNATCO theme, man. A review of the Mario movie. I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want to put myself through that. When I review a movie, I've got to watch the whole movie at least twice. So it's like, top 10 meme villains, number 1, Shooter McGavin. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Have you played all of the Fallout games? I haven't played 4, but I've played all the others. Including the weird real-time strategy game. What was that called? Fallout. I can't remember what it was. Something Iron Brigade or some shit like that. My folks have a dog that looks like Falcor is a big idiot, which sits there with its big head. I'm a luck dragon. Yeah, if Dinor was white, he would look like a luck dragon. Would you mind getting round and scratching behind my ear? Paul, watching you play Subnautica made me have to buy it. It's fucking awesome. Cool. Yeah, it's a great game. Oh yeah, there it is. Fallout Tactics or Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah. It's something like that. What do you think of the gun control walkout? So, I just heard about this, honestly, this morning when I woke up. Holy shit, is that a hair on my head? Look at that, look at that. Missed a hair. Look at it, look at it. Come here, hair. You gotta go. You gotta go. Come here, hair. Did I get it? Okay, I got it. Holy shit. Oh, is it back? No, it's fine. Who cut your hair, TJ? How many times have you beaten Planescape Torment to this day? That's still a fuck ton of reading. Probably 3 times at least, start to finish. A bunch of times where I started a run and then just kind of lost interest halfway through. TJ's a pro barber. I don't know about a pro. He got me buzzed down, though. If you watch Black Panther, you're a racist because you're taking up a seat for a black person. But if you don't watch it, you're racist because you didn't go see it. So no matter what, you're a racist. That sounds fair. Surprised no one made an undersea game like Subnautica. I mean, I think there were games before Subnautica that had similar kind of things. Like survival style games based largely underwater. I may be wrong though. Dead. Dead. Dead, dude. Dead. Oh, gourd. Ripping pepperonis. Ugh. DFF that hair, yeah. Do a whole DFF on that one stray hair. Are you crying? A little bit, yeah. Bioshock has a cool story. Yeah, Bioshock has the story slash ambiance on lockdown. I mean, it is hard to overstate how cool it is to play the opening parts of Bioshock for the first time. I just was like blown away by that. And I actually really love the opening parts of Bioshock Infinite as well. Although I don't know why they called it Bioshock Infinite. I really didn't like that name. Would you kindly review Bioshock? Oh man, yeah, dude. The whole, I mean, it's visceral too. It's really like all the little touches. The plane crash from the first, seeing the whole plane crash from the first person, and then the weird screaming noises he makes as he tries to take a gulp of air. He barely survives. You know, all of this done first person. You surface and the whole water's on fire, and all you can see is that lighthouse out there in the middle distance. So fucking fantastic. What a great way to pull people into the game and give them a sense of ownership over the character that they're playing. Bioshock 1 was good. The sequels were meh, and Bioshock Ultra Patriot with the big. I liked Bioshock Infinite. Okay, it certainly didn't have the same level of atmosphere as Bioshock 1 did, but how are you going to recreate Rapture? You know what I mean? It was such a great idea, such a great concept, and it executed so great. Like, you know, yeah, the flying city is pretty cool. Hey, baby.
No. I'm gonna leave him out here with you.
Okay.
He has to go.
Okay. You gonna stay with me out here?
Goodbye.
Bye, baby. Have a good day at work.
I will try.
Bioshock could fit in the Fallout universe. Could it? Damn splicers. Always up to something. Would you kindly kill that splicer? Bioshock 2 played in Rapture. Yeah, that's true. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can't just coast on ambiance, you know? You gotta have a little something else. What about an underground city? What about a city built in a giant underground primordial cavern deep in the Earth's crust? That would be pretty cool, don't you think? City in a volcano. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. The way you enter is like on a tiny little platform that lowers you into the lava dome of an active volcano. That'd be sweet. Do you like any point and click adventures? I used to play some, like, I played this game back in the day on the PC called Beneath a Steel Sky, which was a point and click kind of pixel hunt adventure. Um, I don't know, I used to like Leisure Suit Larry, the ultimate original fucking pussy fucker, dude. Monkey Island, yeah. King's Quest as well. I used to live really near Sierra Games, which made King's Quest. I lived close enough that when I was a kid, I got to go on 2 or 3 different field trips to Sierra Game Studios to see them working on. I remember the time that I went there that they showed us something that they were working on that hadn't come out yet. They were just doing SWAT. But I got to go, yeah, behind the scenes, play their games, look at how they make the games, talk to the people that made the games and stuff. It was really, really cool. They had a really cool outreach program to all of the Central Valley schools that were within striking distance of them, like an open invitation for kids to come and see what they were doing. So yeah, that's really cool. I have no mouth and I must scream. Point and click. Yeah, that's a great game. I remember Sierra made a Diablo expansion. They did. Like almost like kind of an unofficial Diablo expansion called Hellfire, which added a class. I think it added a monk, if I'm not mistaken. What's a game or movie from your younger years that you've been searching for that you can't seem to find? Game or a movie from my younger years that I can't find? That just doesn't exist anymore, man. Like even the more obscure shit. Like I used to play a lot of games on my dad's old Commodore 64 128, and I can find those games now and emulate them. You know, um, weird games like Aztec Challenge, which was one of my favorite games of all time. It's just this weird gauntlet of shit that this poor Indian has. It's almost like the video game of Apocalypto. You know, before Apocalypto was even a film. Uh, there was another one I used to play the fucking all the time called Mail Order Monsters, which was almost like a proto Pokemon. It came out in the 80s, so well before Pokemon was even conceived of. And the whole idea was is that you would buy these monsters and you could upgrade them. So it was different from Pokemon in that way. So you would buy like a base monster. You could buy a slime, or you could buy a scorpion, like a giant scorpion, or you could buy this like Wolfman guy. And then as you went along and fought them against other monsters, when you won, you got money, and you could send them to the vats to get different things put on them to make them better in battle. So you could get, the flying pterodactyl thing and give it big claws so that it could be better in battle. Give it bigger teeth, give it tentacles if you wanted. So that was a really cool game. But yeah, I can't. I don't think I've lost anything like that. Emulation has made it pretty possible to find all of that shit. You know, I would love to be able to find the game that my dad coded. It was kind of what was a total ripoff of Missile Commander, but he added a bunch of different graphics and sound effects to it, and really like played with the code, made it look very different. So, it was a total like just kind of reimagining of that game. My uncle ran a BBS back in the day. Yeah, that is cool. I never knew anybody that ran a BBS, but I used them. I was definitely in on the ground floor of the internet. Ever gotten into a card game? I played Magic the Gathering in high school and after high school for a while. And I've gotten back into it at various points in my life. Pretty recently, actually. I played with a friend of mine. Showing my age, but what's a BBS? A BBS is a bulletin board system. It's kind of a local web page, I guess, before access to the internet at large was available or widespread. So you'd have a guy that was running basically a web page that if you knew the number to it, you could have your modem call his modem, and it would give you access to a forum, a bulletin board forum with very rudimentary pictures, articles, that sort of things, all text. You could download these bitmap kind of pictures. Yeah, they used to have meetups and stuff. A lot of them, like in the bigger cities, some of them are really, really, really popular. Where I grew up, there were very, very small BBSs, and you could also play MUDs on them, which was kind of a proto MMORPG. MUD is short for multi-user dungeon. So you could call up these BBSs sometimes, and they would have a MUD installed, and you could create a character that was persistent in the world. It was really cool. A lot of it was text based, so very rudimentary. Think graphics wise, right? ASCII graphics and stuff, text based shit. But it was a real living world with an economy. You could kill people in a lot of these muds, so you would step outside, and sometimes you'd be, killed by some. You'd have to, So it was very, very open worlds, kind of self-policed, very cool. People still play muds for the roleplay aspect. I can believe that. They're pretty cool. Have you ever played Hellmoo? I don't think so, no. For some reason, I don't really rate The Last of Us story too much. I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. What would you like to talk about, Paul? That doesn't matter. What Paul wants to talk about is immaterial. It's the point of the show. I'll be right back. You guys stay there. Hey, Dinor. Show the plebs. Come in here. Come see them. Come see the plebs. Let's show the plebs your nice new haircut. You guys want to see Dinor's nice new haircut? Come here, baby boy. Look how handsome he is. Do 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 do. Look how handsome he is. Oh my God. What a little gentleman. What a little gent. And check him out, too. He's got a hoodie. Because Dinor is hip-hop as fuck. Oh yeah. What up, what up, what up? DJ Dinor up in the motherfucking house. About to shit on all y'all motherfuckers' floors. Y'all better respect. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yay. Give me the mic so I can take it away. All right, go on. Go on, have fun. Smoking bones with Dinor. Yeah, dude. Yeah, buddy. You sound like every dog parent ever, and I'm not sure if I hate you or love you more. I know, dude. I love my little dog. I talk to him all the time. Like, I'm that way with dogs. They're my little one-way conversation partners. So when it's just me and Dinor chilling in the bedroom, I'll have whole conversations with him about shit. And he'll sit there. He does that head tilt thing. He's like, like the whole way out here, I was telling him, like I was like, come on, let's go show everybody in the chat your new haircut. Come on. Like he has no idea what I'm talking about. Do you think dogs understand humans to an extent? I think we know that dogs have a vocabulary. They can understand to an extent the things that you're saying. Dogs are much better at interpreting tone than they are language, right? So they can get a small vocabulary of words, obviously, that they know, or at least have some understanding what you're trying to convey to them when you say it. But they're much more sensitive to your tone of voice and your posture. Yeah, there's a lot of nonverbal communication between the species, and it's really interesting to engage in because you can tell. I know, like, he's clearly not understanding what I'm saying as I would expect a human being to understand it. But you can tell that he understands the sentiment sometimes. It's fun to watch him get it. Almost every larger than rat vertebrate can understand you to an extent, sure. But we don't spend much time interacting with those kind of animals, do we? So dogs are really our window into that. You could raise a dog's intelligence to the level of human, would you do it? No. Rick and Morty taught me that that's a bad idea. No, I'm actually up in the morning. I'm trying to reboot my sleep schedule a little bit to better facilitate my video making and just the times that things are released. So I'm actually doing pretty well with it. Well, this has been my idea for this rebooting of my sleep schedule was that I should be up and out of bed by noon, right? Now I know that that's laughable to people that work a 9 to 5, but it was just, so I don't stay up until fucking 8 in the morning and then sleep until 3, And I've now for almost 2 weeks I've been up every day by 10, 10:30, 11 at the latest. Today I was up at like 8:30. So I think that that's pretty successful. Just wanted to thank you for these streams. Even uploaded after the fact. I was dying laughing in the car with your strict parent on Halloween. Yeah. Stupid fucking helicopter parents, man. There really is a problem. But the other end of that is problem too, right? Because parenting is a very tough job. Because it's a job where people that don't do the job still regularly criticize how you do the job. So you could be a parent and somebody that's never had a kid can look at you and go, man, what a fucking shitty ass fucking parent. So yeah, inattentive parents or parents that have absolutely no control over their children, or parents that have inconsistent levels of control over their children, that their children have learned to manipulate into an environment of constant antagonism between child and parent, that's horrible too, right? So it's like you have to walk that fucking tightrope as a parent. I think if you have one helicopter and one authoritarian parent, and that's the best combo. I don't know if you ever want a helicopter parent. Period. I don't know that that's a combination that you want. You can be an involved parent, a parent that knows where and what their children are up to and stuff without being a helicopter parent. Helicopter, well, not like Ubercopter. Well, whatever. Like, that's the whole point of saying helicopter parent. A helicopter parent is a parent that is just like so involved in their child's life that the child really doesn't have any opportunity to ever make a mistake, to ever make its own decision about anything, because that parent is just there all the time. From every moment that child wakes up to the last moment that it goes to sleep at night, that parent is there. I know I could not be a good parent right now, thus I pull out. Be careful with that. I know it's, less likely you use the pigeon pole method, but you never know, man. The pigeon pole, dude. 30% still get pregnant with that method. That's because your dick is just like leaking sperm constantly as you're fucking. So no shit. I mean, yeah, you're lowering the chances, I guess. You've got to have, but you're still introducing sperm into a fertile vagina. So, what do you think what do you think about a lot of parents nowadays giving their kids names which are stupid just to make them unique? People have always done that. That's not some new trend. There's always been people that have tried to pick these weird, unique names for their kids. And then usually, like, sometimes they'll catch on and become mainstream names. You know? Things like Astrid. That might be a much more popular name elsewhere in the world, but here in the United States, not so much. Terosia. Yeah, Terosia. I think you should try and treat your child like an adult as much as you can. That's wrong. I mean, if you treat them like an adult in an early age, they'll be ready for the real world. That's just, you can't treat a child. You treat a child like a child, because that's what they are. They're not adults. You can't treat a child like an adult and expect it to understand complex. Like, they literally are retarded compared to adults. They don't have the brain capacity. Their brains are still underdeveloped. They don't understand. You can't treat kids like adults. That doesn't make any sense. If you had a kid, what would you name him, her? I have no idea. There's no clear-cut way to parent properly. Seems like you have to adapt to the situation. Well, I mean, maybe that's the way that... Maybe adaptability is the way to parent properly, right? Maybe you just answered the question right there. Maybe the central kind of tenet of being a good parent is being adaptable. Bernice Jacques the Third, dude. Wow, what a weird fucking reference. I can't even remember the name. Who was that dude? That's some weird internet show. What was his fucking name? Something Flame. Dax Flame. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man, dude. That guy was a meme early on YouTube, dude. Dax Flame was the realest of the real. It was one of the most hilarious, like, just character actor pieces I've ever seen. The name Fanny died out in the English-speaking world mainly due to the modern meaning being an ass or vagina, depending on where you are. Yeah, Fanny. Yeah, probably just name my kid Harry, dude. There you go. I actually don't despise that name for a dude. I don't know that I would actually append it to a child, but Harry's not a bad name. Harry Pooper. Do you think America's public school system has some issues? Duh. Sucks as a child, but cool as an adult. I guess so, yeah. I guess as a kid, you'd be like, Harry, asshole. But then when you get, when you grow up, it's like, I've always been glad that my name is Paul, because I think it's a very, very unremarkable name, and that's exactly what I want. In fact, I think Paul means small and humble. So that's what I want, man. I want a name that, I subscribe to that that line that fucking Al Pacino gives in The Devil's Advocate, when he's talking about how small he is, how beneath notice he is, how they don't see him coming. You see? I like that. I don't want my name to be Zwahili or Constantinople or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? I guess Constantinople would be a pretty cool name. Have you ever read the Book of Five Rings? That's the, that is the, no. I don't know. I don't think I have. Where you're talking about, is that a Tolkien, like, side book? Or is that a different fucking series altogether? What about the name Sam? Sam's okay. Right? Once again, easy to say, easy to remember. Not pretentious, unassuming. Jebediah. Five Rings is a Japanese philosophy book. Well, there you go. I was thinking of something entirely different. The best name ever is obviously John. Okay. William is okay. Like, a lot of these are really, like, pretty common. I like Alex a lot for a dude name. Alexander, I think, is a pretty cool name. Xavier, dude. The edgiest name of all time. Lars, nah. Jasper. Jasper just makes me think of like a dirty dude that lives in a hick town. You know? It's like a dirty hick. Don't go near old Jasper's property. You'll smell it before you see it. Or a cat name, yeah. I guess I could see Jasper for a cat. Jasper and Jethro, yeah. J names, yeah, J names, dude. Hicks love them. All right, so battery's almost gonna die. Thank you guys for chilling. I'll see you next.